Welcome to the Boxing Media Hub, and yes, we are here for another live watch along. Myself, Ender, and our special little guest Charlie. We're going for it today. Johnny Fisher versus Harry Armstrong for the Southern Area Heavyweight title, which is currently vacant. Johnny Fisher, 9 fights, 9 wins, 8 knockouts. Harry Armstrong, 7 fights, 5 wins, 1 draw. So a good opponent for Johnny at this stage for the title as well. All the way at the O2 in London. Johnny Fisher was last out in June against Salas when he won TKO round 1. Harry Armstrong was out in February. Shikiva with a T at the start, which he lost on points. So he's actually coming to this one off the back of a loss. But yeah, before we get into it, we're going to quickly have a little bit of this.
Hi, I'm Beck Connolly. You're watching Boxing Media Hub. Don't forget to subscribe.
Cheers, Beck.
Oh, thanks, Beck. So yeah, we're getting ready. Gum shields are in. Ender, I think we predictions for this one. We've kind of gone for an early finish for Fisher, but
yeah.
Armstrong, tough guy, resilient. He said he's not there to roll over. I believe him, but has he got the metal behind him to withstand when Johnny lands one of his absolute banging shots that we know he's got in his arsenal? So
Absolutely.
Here we go. Round 1.
Here we go.
Oh, and already a shot pushes back Armstrong. And he's got Armstrong in the corner. And Armstrong's on the ground.
He's already down.
So Armstrong went down like a sack of spuds in one way to describe. They weren't the cleanest of shots, but blimey, God, Johnny wants this title. That's all I'm going to say. There's some big old.
And he is throwing hell for leather. Like for a heavyweight, he throws an awful lot of punches.
God, the thing is, he's fit as well, though, Ender.
Yeah.
Some
like,
big.
He threw about 10 punches, only 2 landed, but still 2 of those are big enough, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But some big shots coming in here. Armstrong is trying to stick behind
he's
the
weathered
jab.
that storm now, so he's back out. But already, if it goes the distance, which it probably will this round, it's a 10-8 round.
Yeah, definitely. But
that's a lovely
big right hander by Johnny. But
yeah,
Armstrong's trying to
and
box.
A nice left hook and a nice big right by Johnny. His shot selection ain't too bad for a big heavyweight.
Do you know what? Like I said to Mark Tibbs the other day, check the interview. It was great.
I love it.
He is improving with every fight.
No doubt about it.
And him and Mark Tibbs have got a great relationship.
Yeah.
And he listens. He listens to.
Well, clearly he does, because his punches, you can see by them, they're learned and they're, executed well.
Armstrong there, when he tried to throw sort of a hook, but it didn't really do a lot. But Johnny goes back behind the jab. Nice jab as well. But Armstrong flicking out a couple of his own, but they're not doing too much at the moment. What do you think, Charlie?
Yes, it's been great so far. And Johnny Fisher, it's just like every time you punch him, he just always gets straight back up. You just can't knock him out.
He's a big puncher, is Johnny. It's a tough one. As I say, while we've got the chance, Fisher wearing black shorts with white writing on, Armstrong wearing some very interesting sort of velvety blue shorts with a nice gold frilly curtain trim.
Yeah, kind of gold tassel thing going on.
Yeah, it's very nice. That you sort of see as a bit of a royal look. But yeah, 10 seconds to go. Well, what an incredible start by Fisher. He literally hit detonation, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good tactic to come out strong. And I mean, the great thing was with Johnny, he didn't blow out. Like, there's some heavyweight boxers, they throw that many punches and they have nothing left in the tank. But Johnny was well able to kind of move on after his initial onslaught.
I think, to be fair, end up round one.
Well, that's a 10-8.
Definitely. We're going for round one, Fisher. That's what we're going for. I know the technology is going up a level. Yeah, let us know in the comments, so people, how you see this one at home. It's a bit of an obvious.
Like if you know it, Fisher realised he got a great. He pushed him. He pushed him back so well with that first punch. He just moved in for the kill.
Yeah. To be fair to Armstrong, he held on to take the punishment after getting back up, because 9 times out of 10, once Johnny levels you like that, you don't get back up, or you get back up and you just jumped on again.
Well, this is it, and this is the move up in levels,
Some good shots here by Armstrong, though.
Yeah, in fairness, Armstrong is doing okay.
We've got 0 pucks given. Thank you very much for joining us. Love the name. Love to be watching it, but I'm in Dubai and the hotel haven't got it on. Mate, we will guide you through as best as we
guide you through.
Fisher currently threw 38 shots in that round and landed 21, and they were devastating, all of them, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, they really were. They were bombs, I mean, and that's what Fisher kind of goes for, he goes for voluminous punches. And when they do
a big 1-2 there, working the body as well.
Yeah, but when you look at Johnny, he kind of stuck his head down and just went in for the kill of it. That was a bit novice of him, but still, he goes back then and picks him off nicely.
So working the body in this round.
Armstrong got a nice body shot in there.
Armstrong really sort of coming forward, trying to push the fight now.
Yeah, Armstrong settled into this. So obviously Armstrong's a lot more durable than Fisher's previous opponents, I mean.
Has Johnny got a cut to his left eye, or is it just me?
Well, I'm a bit too far away from it, but Armstrong is definitely detonating in that direction. So I'd say there must be something there.
No, I'm not too sure there. We've got the Peaky Blinder who's joined us. Can you give a shout out to Jackson? Big shout out to Jackson at home.
Hey, Jackson.
Big fan of the channel. Charlie.
Hey, we fans.
There you go. Charlie's giving
Hey, Jackson, thanks for being a fan. Oh, there's a swinging hook by Fisher, but it didn't land. But his back left hand then landed, which he then switches to orthodox again.
There, but I have to say, Armstrong a lot better in the second round here.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Fisher came out like a ton of bricks, and because he caught
tired though, and I'll give him that. He hasn't looked like he's worn himself out. It's almost like he's just come back. Mark Tibbs has probably said, right, let's get behind the jab a bit, break him down a bit, and then work.
Oh yeah.
Work, remember it's 10 rounds. This is the first.
Exactly. Calm down and don't go overboard. But Armstrong is definitely more into this fight in the second round. He's picking off his shots nicely. And Fisher definitely ducks the head a lot. Do you notice that? When he's throwing the body, he literally ducks in and throws it. So, I mean, if the referee doesn't get him in trouble, he could get caught on that as he moves up. But Armstrong should be happy with that round, but I still give it to Fisher.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say round 2 goes to Fisher for us. Charlie?
Yeah, I'll agree. Fisher's just been a monster today.
He's been a monster.
There you go.
He's been a monster. The boy has spoken.
And Armstrong does have a bruise on his forehead, and it looks like from a clash of heads, which wouldn't surprise me.
Nothing too, but it's like an abrasion, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's why I say it looks like, the way their heads kind of.
They just shoot that replay.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, that was hard.
His jab is solid, isn't it, Fisher?
Yeah, very much. Like Fisher's got big power punches, but you can see by him as well. There's novice aspects to him,
Yeah.
that he'll need to work on.
They don't hide it, do they? I think that's the thing with them. They're not trying to promise anything that's needs
Oh,
polishing.
not at all.
You
I
know.
mean, Fisher is giving his fans what they want. He's a big punching heavyweight, so that's what people like. And he goes in, he exchanges. And now, as you see there, he did work on his defense there. He swerved out of that punches away from
Good
Armstrong.
jabs there by Johnny, but I think he's just sort of gauging the distance.
Yeah.
But Armstrong trying to sort of jab to the body, and he's still coming forward. Quite a massive shot thrown by Johnny.
Yeah, and the referee there does warn Fisher or caution Fisher about his head. But then Fisher, 2 lovely hooks after that break.
Armstrong smiling though. He wants this, doesn't he? He's saying, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna do what I can. Anything.
And Armstrong's taking the centre of the ring as well.
So here we go. If you're watching us for the first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Check out the rest of the content when we're not doing lives. But you're here for Fisher Armstrong. Third round. Fisher took the first 2 in our eyes. Fisher looked very much in control. But Armstrong, a better round again.
I definitely think Armstrong could take this round. He's controlling he's in charge of the fight. Whether Fisher's letting him or not, I don't know. But
some big shots there by Armstrong there.
He definitely had the better punches, and he's taken the center of the ring. So I mean, there's
50 seconds to go.
50 seconds left in this round, but so far Armstrong's in charge of this round for me. But we'll see, does Fisher have anything up his sleeve to close off this round?
I think that's the thing. I think Fisher coming out in that first round, he flew out, and I think that totally took Armstrong. He thought, bleed neck, this guy's told me that he's learning, he's trying to take his time a bit. Some good jabs there by Fisher, but I think he totally caught him off guard.
He did, but it was the success of that strong jab of Fisher's that pushed Armstrong back. Good
end here. Good end here by Armstrong.
Yeah, and a nice body shot uppercut by Fisher. But I give Armstrong that round.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's 2-1 to Fisher with the knockout.
What do you reckon, Charlie?
Well, so you're going with Armstrong. I reckon I would go with Fisher. I thought they'd do good in that one. And I realised Fisher's strategy to just how he just knock him out. Just punch the face. That would take him out.
Well, so there you go. Charlie's still going with
the ranks.
He's got to be the more aggressive approach that Charlie's gone with. But I think in that round, Armstrong definitely came back into it. Let us know at home how you're seeing it. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to Boxing Media Hub. Hit the subscribe button. Check out the content. You're with me, Ender, and Charlie.
And Charlie.
Here he is. And we're going for all the heavyweights tonight, Ender. It's rare that we've got 4 heavyweight contests in a row.
And as I said, this is the only title on the line tonight on this whole card.
Yeah.
That's a nice jab by Fisher. It pushes Armstrong's head back.
Good jab of his own there by Armstrong, but the power is just with Fisher.
Oh, yeah. But Armstrong again,
not shying away. I'll give him that.
No, Armstrong's taking the center of the ring here, so
he's a big old lump, though, Armstrong. Stats on the screen: 54 thrown by Fisher, 21 landed, 69 thrown by Armstrong, 20 landed.
Was that in the last round?
That's the jabs.
All right.
I'd assume that was last round, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because it would it would make a lot of sense. Oh, that's some big punching by Armstrong there. A nice 1-2. But Fisher got out of it. I don't know.
This is good learning curve, though.
Absolutely. I don't know if that second punch landed, because Fisher seemed to get out of there in time. But it was a nice 1-2 by Armstrong.
But yeah, he's just back in the corner at the moment, Fisher. Big sort of learning curve here for him today. As we say, the first step up for a 10-round fight. But I have to say, engine's looking good. He's not looking tired, even after the explosive start. He's brought himself back in, working behind the jab well as well, which I've been quite impressed with. But I have to say, Armstrong in the last round really looked good.
Yeah, and Armstrong caught him there coming out of the corner.
Yeah, good shot there. Sort of Johnny walked into that one almost.
Yeah, he really did.
I think the ref was just having a word about Fisher saying, mind your head. But yeah.
2 nice body shots by Fisher there.
You can walk around if you want. That's all right. Right, now just seeing while the ref stopped here for a second. I think he's having a word with both of them, to be honest.
Yeah, about their heads.
Which, fair shout to the ref there. I think they're both sort of coming in because they're coming in hard, they're almost clashing.
But Fisher does have a tendency to, and Fisher caught him with a lovely hook there.
Yeah,
but Fisher does come with his head low. Every time you watch it, Fisher's loading off on Armstrong here. And Armstrong loses his balance, but held up by the ropes, which officially is a knockdown. But
I was going to say there.
Well, that was a great end to the round by Fisher, and he wins the round for me on that attack. That would be a knockdown. But
Mark Tibbs was quite angry there because I think he almost looked at that as it should have been. For me, it's a Fisher round again.
It is a Fisher round because had the ropes not been there, that would have been a knockdown. So
yeah, definitely.
We're just going to see that again and see is there any particular reason the referee didn't score that
I didn't
knockdown.
Round 4 because I forgot the 4, but that was round 4 for Fisher.
But to me, that's a knockdown, and the referee didn't count it. But anyway, it's a 10-9 round, but it's a Fisher round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a punch that pushes him through the ropes. So therefore, that's enough.
Because you think if he was centre of the ring, he would have gone down. So
exactly.
But yeah, let us know if you're watching this at home. Chuck us a comment. We'll put it on the screen. Also, let us know your prediction for the fight. Are you still expecting a knockout by Johnny? It's still on the cards as far as I'm concerned, but it has gone longer than what I thought. Probably the same as Ender. But hats off to Armstrong. Very tough, durable guy. But
very much so.
Fisher has definitely got, like I say, the engine to keep going, showing he's a fit young man. So yeah, let's see what happens next. Round 5. 2 minutes 15 seconds left of round 5.
Fisher working the body there.
Yeah, he works the body really well, I think.
2 nice hooks to follow it up with.
So yeah, good jab by Fisher. He's really worked. Oh, he winds one up again. But Armstrong, I think the experience of Armstrong when they get in the clinch is he's very, very good at working when they're in that clinch. That's an experience thing though. Johnny will pick up the time, but I wouldn't say there's been anything from the Armstrong side of things that sort of
that's a nice
big right hand there by Johnny.
That's a nice right hand from Johnny.
Really well landed that.
And Johnny has this habit of leaving out his hand to measure the shot, and I don't like that because you shouldn't, and you're technically not allowed to do that. But
do you think that's something that that would tailor over time, won't it? That's
well, it will. But I mean, if he doesn't get penalised for it, it'll become part of his arsenal. Now, Fisher tried with a strong backhand there, but it missed wildly, and then he kind of hooked to put himself on balance again.
Yeah, that jab is fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic jab by Johnny. 30 seconds left of round 5.
And like you said, in the clinch, Armstrong working there, the body.
Yeah, he just sort of breaking down as much as he can, trying to get those shots in. Fisher very light on his feet, though. I'll give him that.
He is. I mean, this is round 5, isn't it? So I mean, he's got another 5. Oh, and a nice,
big shots by both guys there.
A nice left hook rocked Armstrong back, but that ends the round. And for me, it's another Fisher round.
Yeah, I think Armstrong ended that round well, but yeah, it's another.
But
Johnny.
Fisher even did, because Fisher landed a nice left just before Armstrong did, and it rocked Armstrong back a little. So definitely, yeah, no, I give that to Fisher. Oh, we're giving it to Fisher. So we've given 1 round to Armstrong so far. That's correct, yeah?
Yeah, that was round 3 we gave to Armstrong. But I have to say the abrasion on the head hasn't really changed. It almost looks like a big scuff, but they're just showing the replay here. The body shots of Fisher look brutal.
Yeah.
Which actually shows.
Yeah, there's that lovely big right hand.
To Armstrong, because some big shots going in, and he's taken them so far. So
Armstrong leads off in the 6th. Fisher just peppers him with a jab there.
Yeah, working the jab really well.
And then
good left hook there.
And just getting out from off the ropes. And again, another good jab from Fisher. Fisher's he's doing the basics well, so you can't fault him on that.
I think at this stage of his career as well, I think that's what you need to do, is build that foundation and get those technical basics in place. And I think he's done that well in this fight. I think
Armstrong,
he's come under threat a couple of times, hasn't he? And he's dealt with it well to get himself out of the situation. But it's just the head. He's got to watch his head, I think.
He really does. But like Armstrong, he's far more durable than anything Fisher's faced so far. Yeah. So it will be interesting as we go into round 7 and beyond how Fisher deals with that, because he's not been in the later rounds of fights. So
no, and this is good. Round 6. This would have been the furthest he's been so far, really.
Yeah, because I was going to say that this has to be, because I think he did a 6-rounder and he went the whole 6. But but I don't think he's been beyond it. So it'll be an interesting test to see, because no doubt Armstrong.
He's had 8 stoppages, isn't he, in his 9 wins so far? So one's gone the distance, as it were.
Yeah.
But Armstrong flicking back some of his own.
And again, Fisher with the head down, and the referee just kind of says to him, keep your head up. But immediately Armstrong gives it the 1-2 immediately after the referee's finished. So again, very, very savvy by Armstrong. He's a very seasoned operator. He knows how to do this. Yeah,
he's done stuff for a while, but saying that, he's only had 7 fights, so he's had less than Johnny.
Yeah, but I imagine his amateur experience would be better than Johnny's. Are you telling me Armstrong's only had 7 fights?
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's a nice over. Oh, now Johnny, now that's not on.
got to be careful. He's gone back to the rugby days there all of a
I
sudden.
would have had to. I would say if I was referee, I'd have given Johnny a warning there, but no, apparently you don't.
Yeah, it's a strange one that, because I've seen points taken.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like I thought
Less,
that was,
to be perfectly honest.
well,
But
yeah. I mean, and he's repeatedly warned Johnny about that, and on the basis of that, I'm giving that round to Armstrong.
I
I
think
thought it was a poor round from Fisher. He didn't do anything. The only thing he did was he charged him with his head. So I'm giving the round to Armstrong. Okay, you're giving it to him too.
Yeah,
We have to agree now. What happens if we don't agree? I suppose you could write split.
Well, yeah, I'll always write on the screen Ender, if the round split. But to be fair, I think Johnny needs to. At the end of the day, this is a big learning curve for him, and like they said, he's not the finished article by all means. He's got barely any amateur background at all. This is his learning.
Yeah.
So this fight, and especially against Armstrong, who is a guy who's coming forward. No, none of his other opponents have really come forward and caused him an issue. Where Armstrong is there to win, and
I'm still surprised how Armstrong is getting the Southern Area title after 6 fights. But anyway,
well, and a loss. His last fight was a loss.
Yeah, but it seems to me to be an Eddie Hearn pick'em, you know. But
at the same time, he's won more than he's lost. So
yeah, but
they're still going to deem him as another opponent, a step up, aren't they? In regards
well, it is a step. It's definitely a step up from what he's faced before, and that's a huge overhand
coming in now
from Johnny. Oh my God!
Surely
that is some hook from Johnny Fisher. And Armstrong's taking a standing ground. Fair play.
The ref, I don't know how he stood standing other than the ropes. Johnny's going to just
the
damage here. Yeah, the towel's in. Johnny's done it. He's won his first title. So I have to say,
after a very lackluster round 6, he really came out explosive in round 7, and you can see him there hugging Mark.
Johnny's
he was brilliant. And fair play to Armstrong now. Now that right hook was devastating. That would kill a bullock, you know. Sorry, that's my country thing coming through.
No, but I'm going to be honest. When he hit him, I'm surprised he hung on to the ropes and stayed up, because
but
that was a hell of a shot.
But I thought it was lights out, all out, and you know the way.
Yeah, and it looked like it was.
Anyone else at that level would just go, "Oh, I'm not taking any more." But no, Armstrong did. Now here we see, bang! What a right hook!
And Johnny showed you how much of a right hook it was, because he went through with it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was an amazing swing.
That was one shot cut, wasn't it? That was incredible.
Oh, it was incredible. But fair play to Armstrong for being able to get back up after that so quickly.
Well, I think that shows the toughness of what Johnny was really in with. But that was one hell of a shot. And to be fair to the corner to throw the towel in, the right move. 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the referee was going to be giving his counts anyway. But Johnny, with his big marauding punches, and at heavyweight, I suppose you can get away with that because it's, you know you're going to land, and when Johnny lands, it's really. I mean, I can understand as well why he's so popular, because he's such a big hitter. Like his punches, as I said before, would knock a bullock out.
Overall, Ender, really impressed, to be fair.
The one thing I would pull up Johnny on is his head. He does keep his head low, and he could get in trouble going forward on that. But then again, we watch heavyweights that have been through the mill, and they have got more bad habits, than a kind of a
And we
a
could be
nunnery.
talking 20,
So
25 fights down the line. So to be fair, he's this after. So he's 10 fights, 10 wins, 9 knockouts.
knockout.
He's now the Southern Area Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations, Johnny Fisher. Really chuffed for him, but fair dues to Harry Armstrong. He came in.
Absolutely. I mean, if anyone sees that clip back of that hook, they'll be wondering how Armstrong managed to stay standing and come back from that.
Definitely
And
some
Fisher
toughness
then
there.
came for more afterwards. So I reckon actually that'll probably be the performance of the night in terms of impact.
Yeah.
That Fisher stoppage. It was definitely the punch of the night for me, and I don't
Well,
see it being surpassed.
as I say, let us know
There
in the
you go.
comments. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Check out the rest of the content when we're not doing lives. We're coming on for the next fight which
The next fight
is the next fight next, which I believe is that Hrgovic versus McKean.
Excuse me.
I
I
believe
think I
because
got a yawn out. I think it is. And our good friend Adam, Scottish Adam, not American Adam, is predicting a McKean upset on this one.
Yeah, so Hrgovic McKean next. Then we'll be joining you for Chisora Washington, and then for your main event, Joshua Helenius. So, Ender, thank you very much for joining me as always. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave us a like on the page as well. Thank you very much, Peaky Blinder. Big shout out to Jackson as well. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because Jackson enjoyed that knockout. I bet he did.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he did. But until the next one, we'll be back
Have
shortly.
some of this.
Have some of this.